The WNBA world has been set on fire once again. And this time, the controversy has everyone talking. New footage has surfaced allegedly showing DeWanna Bonner and members of the Phoenix Mercury in a shocking discussion that fans are calling a scam against the Indiana Fever. At the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, the league's most polarizing and marketable rookie. The video, which exploded across social media within hours of being posted, appears to capture moments that many fans believe prove intentional targeting or even manipulation during key matchups with the Fever. Whether it's questionable fouls, strange officiating, or suspicious comments, the new footage has reignited a firestorm of debate around the league's fairness and transparency. Fans are furious. Analysts are stunned. And players? They're split. Was this just competitive talk taken out of context, or something far more calculated? The footage that shook the league. It started with a 40-second clip, a behind-the-scenes locker room moment from the Phoenix Mercury that went viral almost instantly. At first glance, it seemed harmless, teammates laughing, decompressing after a tough loss. But then the tone shifted. A few words, muffled but clear enough, caught fans' attention. Mentions of sending a message and making it tough for her were all it took for the internet to erupt. Who was her? Fans didn't hesitate. They believed the target was none other than Caitlin Clark. Within hours, the clip was shared across TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, and Reddit, sparking massive debates. Some fans accused the Mercury of crossing a line, suggesting that the team had intentionally played dirty or conspired to disrupt the Fever's momentum. Others pushed back, calling it competitive banter blown out of proportion. A league on edge. The WNBA has never been more visible or more volatile. The arrival of Caitlin Clark changed everything. Her popularity brought record-breaking viewership, sold-out arenas, and media attention unlike anything the league had ever seen. But it also brought tension. Players like DeWanna Bonner, a respected veteran and one of the league's fiercest competitors, found themselves under a microscope. Every hard foul, every comment, every social media post involving Clark became headline material. When the Mercury faced the Fever, the games were electric and physical. Clark, known for her toughness and fiery spirit, took hit after hit from defenders who seemed determined to test her limits. Now, with this new footage, fans felt vindicated in their long-standing suspicions that some players might be taking things too far. DeWanna Bonner responds. When the controversy reached full boil, DeWanna Bonner finally spoke out. In a brief but pointed media appearance, Bonner dismissed the claims as nonsense. "We're competitors," she said. "There's no scam, no conspiracy. We play hard. Always have." Her tone was confident, even slightly annoyed. She emphasized that the Mercury, a team with championship pedigree, didn't need to resort to any kind of underhanded tactics to win. But fans weren't convinced. Online detectives continued to analyze the video, breaking down audio levels and syncing clips with game footage. Hashtags like hashtag Protect Caitlin Clark and hashtag Mercury Scam trended for days. Some fans argued that Bonner's response felt defensive, not clarifying. Others believed her, saying the internet was twisting words to fit a narrative. Caitlin Clark's silence speaks loudly. Interestingly, through all the noise, Caitlin Clark remained silent. She didn't address the footage, the accusations, or the social media firestorm. Instead, she focused on basketball. When asked about it after practice, she simply said, "We're preparing for our next game." That's where my mind is. It was classic Clark, calm, collected, and strategic. But to fans, her silence said more than words ever could. Many interpreted it as quiet frustration. Others saw it as strength. She wasn't about to let the chaos distract from her goals or feed into drama that could divide the locker room further. Still, the Protect Caitlin Clark movement grew louder. Fans began attending Fever games, holding signs demanding fair play and accountability. Some even called for league investigations into player behavior and officiating consistency. Clark, meanwhile, kept her composure, but everyone could sense the pressure building. The social media meltdown. Social media has become both the WNBA's greatest amplifier and its biggest enemy. When the Bonner footage surfaced, X and TikTok went into full investigative mode. Fans slowed the clip, enhanced the audio, and compared lip movements. Within hours, a dozen versions of the video were circulating, each claiming new proof of foul play. Influencers and basketball commentators joined in. Some accused the Mercury of trying to rough up the Fever intentionally. Others mocked the situation, saying fans were overreacting. But what made this moment different was the emotional charge. Caitlin Clark's massive fan base, which extends far beyond traditional WNBA audiences, mobilized instantly. They flooded comment sections, tagged league officials, and demanded transparency. Even mainstream media outlets began covering the controversy, highlighting the divide between Clark supporters and longtime WNBA loyalists. The result? Chaos. The WNBA's response. Facing mounting public pressure, the WNBA had no choice but to address the situation. A league spokesperson released a short statement. "We are aware of the circulating video and have reviewed it. At this time, there is no evidence of misconduct or collusion among players. The WNBA stands by its commitment to fair play and competition." While message was clear, it didn't calm fans. Many felt the league was protecting its image rather than addressing real issues. Others argued that making an example out of the Mercury would be unfair without proof. Behind the scenes, reports suggest that league officials privately warned teams to be mindful of post-game behavior and locker room recordings. It was a reminder that in today's digital world, nothing stays private. Still, questions lingered. If nothing was wrong, why did the footage feel so suspicious? Why did players sound like they were admitting to something deeper? Media narratives and bias. As the story grew, one thing became clear: narrative drives everything. Sports media began to frame the controversy in two competing ways. On one side, major outlets defended the Mercury, arguing that female athletes face unfair double standards when it comes to competitiveness and emotion. If a men's team said the same thing, no one would blink, one columnist wrote. On the other side, commentators pointed out that the WNBA had a transparency problem. Fans shouldn't have to rely on viral videos to feel heard, another analyst argued. Caitlin Clark, intentionally or not, became the lens through which every league issue was viewed. Favoritism, jealousy, media exposure, even pay gaps. Her presence amplified everything. DeWanna Bonner, meanwhile, became a stand-in for the old guard, the veterans who built the league long before viral fame. It wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was a generational clash between those who'd fought for years without recognition and the rookie who brought mainstream attention overnight. The fans demand change. By the third week of the controversy, fans had transformed frustration into activism. Online petitions circulated demanding the WNBA create stricter rules for sportsmanship, transparency, and access to officiating reviews. Others pushed for clearer guidelines on media behavior and locker room recordings. But more importantly, fans wanted accountability. The Protect Caitlin Clark movement grew into something larger, a call to ensure that all players, especially rookies, were treated fairly on and off the court. Meanwhile, Fever fans showed up louder than ever. They chanted Clark's name, waved signs of support, and even booed officials they felt were biased. The league couldn't ignore it anymore. Fan energy was now shaping the narrative, and ticket sales spiked as a result. Aya Wilson and players react. While DeWanna Bonner and the Mercury were under fire, other stars began speaking up. Aya Wilson, the reigning MVP and face of the Las Vegas Aces, took a diplomatic but firm stance. "We've got to protect each other," she said. "But we've also got to protect the game." Her message resonated. Wilson wasn't taking sides. She was calling for balance. "Competition should be fierce," she said, "but respect must remain non-negotiable." Other players echoed that sentiment, noting that the league's growth means everything is magnified now. Every word, every play, every reaction becomes content. That pressure affects veterans and rookies alike. The controversy, in a strange way, brought players together. Behind the scenes, Some teams reportedly discussed forming a player-led initiative to improve sportsmanship awareness and public image. The bigger picture. When the dust settles, one thing is clear. This controversy wasn't really about one clip, one team, or even Caitlin Clark. It was about a league in transition. The WNBA is evolving faster than anyone imagined, and growing pains are inevitable. DeWanna Bonner and the Phoenix Mercury didn't just spark outrage. They expose how fragile the league's public image still is. One misunderstanding can dominate headlines for weeks because the audience cares deeply. That's both a blessing and a burden. The league is learning how to navigate fame, scrutiny, and viral culture all at once. Every player, coach, and official is now part of a 24/7 story.